back to A Well-Designed Business. My name is LuAnn Nigara, and I'm so glad you found this podcast. Together with my husband Vince and our partner Bill, we have grown our company WindowWorks from the ground up. So I know and I understand the challenges you face in running your interior design business. I also know that your talent alone isn't enough to ensure your success. So on this podcast, we talk about strategies and practical steps to help you grow your business. But make no mistake about it, we have our share of fun here too, mixed in with those aha moments that I love so much. This isn't fluff. Nobody has time for that. Whether you are a new interior designer or a seasoned designer, I am here to help you create and to manage the kind of interior design firm that you dream of. It's straight talk and it's action. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hi, welcome to A Well-Designed Business. It's Power Talk Friday. And for today's sponsored show, I am welcoming back my friend Nancy Ganzakaufer. If you've been listening to the show, you probably have heard of Nancy's coaching program, Profit Insiders for Interior Designers Group Coaching and Mastermind. So today, I want to make sure that you are very clear that Profit Insiders is not your average coaching program. In today's episode, you're going to hear why, beginning with a testimonial of how it has helped someone quintuple their revenue in their interior design firm. And we are here with Nancy, and she is going to unpack for us what makes Profit Insiders so special and how you can take advantage of Nancy's resources. I also want to mention that Nancy and Profit Insiders is a sponsor, a keynote sponsor for LuAnn Live, taking place this November 5th through 8th, 2023 in Orlando, Florida. I would love for you to check out LuAnnLive.com, where you can see the things that we've got planned, the different pricing structures for the tickets, and of course, it will give you the chance to meet Nancy in real life if you haven't had that pleasure just yet. Alrighty, let's learn about Profit Insiders. Hey, Nance, thanks so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Oh my God, LuAnn, I'm so excited to be here again.
I know. I love our conversations. We just like mind meld. We have so many of the same, values, or the same opinions, the same outlook on sales and on business, on how to be profitable. And I have to say, we're here to talk about your Profit Insiders group coaching program. And you and I were talking offline a couple of days ago, and I said, how's it going? And all the things. And you said, oh my goodness, Lou, the reviews and the testimonials and the results that people are getting are really, really special. And I said, oh, tell me about it. And you said, there's lots of testimonials and lots of feedback, but this one really just hit me. And I was like, oh, tell me about it. And so I asked Nancy if I could read this on air to you guys, because I want you to know the kind of thing that's happening in her group. So here's how it goes. It's from Carol Vaudable, Interior Design. And she says, Nancy was more than a business coach. It seems like she's part of your company and has an answer to every single question or issue that you can have in your business. At the end of the coaching program, all of us mentees wished it would have lasted longer. You will 100% make ROI with this program. I quintupled, that's 5 times. I quintupled my profit in a year. Her help went from marketing to communication to problem solving to contracts to organization. There is no area that isn't covered in this business program. More importantly, Nancy helps you shift your mindset on what is blocking your company, which then has this domino effect on all the areas of your business. This will be the best investment of your life. I mean, Nance, mic drop, right? I have goosebumps.
Oh, well, that's what happened to me. And I'll tell you, you know what? You work really hard, LuAnn, just like I do, and just like everyone who's listening, to make our businesses successful. But your why is what keeps you going. And this really just answered my why. Why do I do what I do? Yeah, I have to pay my bills just like everyone else. But more so than anything else, nothing irritates me more than seeing interior designers work so hard and not make enough money for whatever they want to use it for, whether it's their life or putting their kids through college or having fun or taking the family on vacation. I don't care. buying a house for the first time. They work harder than most any entrepreneurs I've ever coached.
I know.
And I
I know.
coach other service-based entrepreneurs, not like I coach interior designers, but it's a really tough business and everyone
It
needs to
is.
make the money because it all starts with making enough money to keep growing.
Right, right. And the thing is, what we know is growth means different things to different entrepreneurs. So
Yes.
one designer's version of growth looks like, let me build a team with 3, 5, 10, 15 people. Another designer's version of growth means, let me run a company instead of 60 or 70 hours a week. Let me run a company that I work 40 or 30 hours a week, but I still bring home a great income for myself and my family. So we both know that success and growth is personal, but
Yes.
with people like yourself, you're helping them reach it to what it is that their personal growth and success goals are, right?
Absolutely. You know what? It's one of the first questions I asked. Do you want to stay a solopreneur? Do you want to have just maybe a support team like a bookkeeper or accountant, maybe a virtual assistant, but you're still a one man or one woman show?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to grow a team? And what are your overall aspirations? I've had so many of my profit insiders go on to become coaches. I've
Yeah.
had my profit insiders decide, you know what? I love being a solopreneur and I want to keep my business just design without doing the project management. I've had clients who want to grow huge companies, right? And really just be the CEO and have everyone else do, all of the work. And no matter what you want to choose for yourself, we cover it in the program because you know me, I've sort of done it all.
Yeah, yeah, you really have. You really have. And the thing is that I think what you see, because I have a lot of conversations with you about your business, and of course, I have the same conversations on my end, is that to your original point, interior designers work ridiculously hard. The
Yes.
number of balls in the air, the number of details that have to be, mastered and tackled and accounted for. But there's a rampant thing in the industry of underpricing and undervaluing as them. Like we're the outsiders, and we're like, you couldn't pay me. There's not enough money to pay me to do that. And if I were pricing it myself, it would be priced high. But we see interior designers consistently undervaluing and underpricing themselves, right, Nance?
Oh my God, because it's scary, LuAnn,
Yeah.
right? Every time you raise your prices, don't you get nervous?
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
that little moment, right?
Yeah, me too. Every time I raise my prices, you go, is anyone really going to pay this? And then we always talk about this, the naysayers in your life who are going, no one's going to pay that kind of money. But what you do, are you crazy? You know what? I'm going to try it anyway.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding is that I see my clients go through the emotional understanding, and I have to hold their hand through the beginning of that, right? Let's try to eke up your prices a little bit at a time. I had another profit insider who started out $95 an hour, and now she charges $200 an hour. Her pipeline is full, and she's only kitchen and baths. So
Yes.
it's like whatever you want in your business, however you want your business to look, my only goal is do it the way you want. I'm going to help you make it profitable,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I love that. I love that. Yeah. And the thing about it is that with your program, it's a combination of working with you, but also working together with other designers, correct?
Yes, and that's the beautiful part. So we
Yeah.
have what they're called cohort groups. So Profit Insiders for Interior Designers is the name of my group program. It's a mastermind and group coaching combo. The whole beginning is people asking questions, getting input from others in the group, getting my input, getting my new associate coach, Leslie Myrick, who's I guess not so new anymore. She's been with me for almost a year.
Wow.
Getting her input, who she's still an active interior designer. So she gives a different perspective. And we got
Mhm.
such a nice message on our business helpline yesterday from the group I literally closed yesterday. It was their
Oh,
24th session. There were tears, there were goosebumps. They all started their
oh,
own Voxer channel so they could keep
oh,
connected. And they were talking about how this one particular message said they were nervous when Leslie came into the program because she came in halfway through their group. And they went, the dynamic that you and Leslie have together is amazing, that
oh.
we complement each other very well. And there was no awkwardness. And it actually added another whole layer of education and knowledge that I don't currently have and never really offered. And now
Mm.
we do, which is why
Yeah.
I think Carol's testimonial was like, we're not just one thing, we are everything for your business. And as a life coach, I also help a lot of people through some very difficult life situations as well
Mm.
and keep
Yeah.
them focused on what's important, so that they don't just, fall apart and combust.
Well, and that's the thing, not every business coach offers life coaching, but when you have that skill set and you do, it is valuable because if your life is in disarray, then it's hard to get the business locked down. And if your life has got limiting beliefs and blocks and mindset blocks, then to just think that you're just going to stick that brain on a shelf and then approach your business open-minded and ready for abundance and ready for creativity, it's illogical actually. So it's
Yes.
nice that you offer, the full round of services. And to your point, having Leslie in there now as a working, experienced interior designer, that's adding another layer of value to this whole thing.
Yes.
The reason I asked about the group dynamic of it is because it is often, it's one thing for someone like yourself or Leslie to say, just do it, right? And sometimes that's what somebody needs, somebody
Yep.
like yourself to say, just do it. But then when you watch your colleagues along the way, one of them try it and they come back the next week and they say it worked, or one of them try it and it was hard, and then to have the benefit of your guidance through how to get through that hard moment, you're learning things that you didn't even know you needed to know when you're doing a group coaching program like this, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. The
Yeah.
questions, the way we structure it is they answer a questionnaire the day before the session on what's on their mind right now. What were their wins since the last session and what's on their mind right now that they need help with? That they haven't yet sent me a message or Leslie a message through the walkie talkie app, which is our business helpline, which they can get answers, within the same day with questions that are on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
But having that mastermind portion, like I ask everyone, this is a safe space. Tell everyone what you think your hourly rate is, where you're located, and what your goal is for this group, right? We
Mm-hmm.
start out sharing. And
Yeah.
then as they get more comfortable, they are sharing struggles with spouses or children or clients that are driving them crazy in situations. And they're all learning from each other because someone may not have known to ask that question
Right.
that the other person asked, but now they go, wait, I have that problem too. And
Mm-hmm.
this is how some other designers resolved it. This is how Nancy and Leslie are recommending we resolve it. And it's just an incredible exchange of ideas always.
Yeah. Yeah. And so and it's a year-long program, correct?
It is 24 sessions, 2 sessions a month. And it
Okay.
never seems like enough, which is why Carol said, you know what? And when it was over, we were all sad. But, it's exciting when I see these groups of designers create their own Voxer channel, their own
Yeah.
walkie talkie channel so they can stay connected, or their own Facebook Messenger. Then I know I've done my job to also give them a support system after
Mm-hmm.
my program,
Right.
which is what
Right.
a lot of solopreneurs need, interior designers sitting by themselves, having difficulty making decisions, needing someone to bounce either design ideas off of or business struggles. What do I do next? Do I do
Mm-hmm.
this? Do I do my website next? Or do I do blogging next? Do I need to do either? Again, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is the goal of your business? And I will help you make that decision.
Exactly. And the thing is that coming away with that cohesive group of people that have been supporting each other twice a month for a whole year, it's not just, I mean, it's totally valuable for the solopreneur, right? But I have talked to many business owners, designers, and window treatment professionals where you might have a team of even 3 or 4, but if you're the only owner, you can't just talk with your employees about every little thing.
Exactly.
And so you do need to go to the support of colleagues. So you could be looking at 4 sets of eyeballs in your company, but as the owner, you can't. There's some things, it's almost like when you raising kids, you would never sit down with your kid and go, we're not really sure if we're going to make the mortgage this month.
Right.
So stop eating peanut butter every day because we have to make it last to the end of the month because I have to buy mortgage, have to pay the mortgage, right? Like you
Right.
wouldn't do that. And it's the same with as our business owners. There's like, you share the realities, you share some truths, and you share some struggles and challenges, but you don't put it all out there. And you need somebody to put it all out there with. And so you are there for the first year, you and Leslie, to help them through that, but then they're leaving with their colleagues for that additional sport. It's like a sport, that additional support. It's like a bonus that you didn't even know you were going to get, right?
Yes. And plus, I also give them a step down program. If they're not ready to fly on their own, they can do a post client group that I have, which keeps them connected to me via the walkie talkie app. They can meet with other designers every Monday at noon. So we don't say, okay, goodbye,
See you
24.
bye.
Right. See you bye. We say, see you bye. If you're ready to fly on your own, we say, see you bye. You can stay in the membership site only, which has 100 trainings in there. That's 24/7 on demand whenever you want to learn. Or you can do the post client groups, which keeps you connected to a group of designers that we meet every week on a Monday to get that Monday motivation. And then the walkie talkie access and the membership site. So we don't leave you and go, bye, it's over. I can't tell you how many people come to me from other coaching programs. And it's not because other coaching programs are bad. They're fantastic. They learned what they needed to learn, but they're still having trouble implementing it. And I'm going to say, this is the program that helps you stay focused and implementing consistently for a year, whether your steps are baby steps or big leaps and bounds, whether you're just growing a solo company and you just want to make enough money, for God's sakes, once and for all, or
Yeah.
whether you're growing a team and we're keeping an eye on expenses versus income and pulling those levers and making those decisions properly as opposed to making them in a bubble. And
Love it.
I truly become, and it is my company name, believe it or not, that nobody even knows. And my company name is Your Business Partner, which I just promote. I have a DBA under my Expressive Living, which was my art and framing and accessory business when I was, many moons ago.
Yeah.
Like you, I was an industry partner, and I watched interior designers live in people's houses, not selling themselves properly, almost overly selling themselves sometimes and turning the client off, not being a great listener, and not coming at the sales from the right angle. And then I also see the marketing side where I built it and no one's coming, because I have to give you the confidence to consistently market yourself and put yourself
Yeah.
out there. And it's hard for some. So I do consider whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, what's your starting point? Should it be a blog? Should it be a video? Can I get you to just do a little bit here and there, right? And it's okay for everyone's progress to be different, but that group dynamic really does motivate people. If like someone comes and goes, I got 5 new consults in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, where did they come
What
from?
did you do? Right.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. What exactly did they come from? So everyone can learn. Well, I tried that idea that you had said, and the other one was just referrals from past clients, which is a great resource. Call
Right.
your past clients and just say hi. Like I teach all these different methods of marketing, all these different techniques for sales. And then the operations of running your business. You don't have a good system. How do you raise your prices?
Right. You have to have the chops. You have to have the you can't, neither one of us are the type of people that just say, hey, go from 95 to 200 an hour without making those improvements in your business
Hell
as
no.
well.
Right.
No, because you know what? There are people out there that literally could just arbitrarily raise their price like that, but it's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to have a good reputation. You're not going to get many clients. You might fool 1 or 2 people along the way, but you won't be sustainable, because
Right.
the higher your prices are, the better your business system and process has to be, so that the person that is your consumer in your process doesn't now, they don't look at the dollar value anymore. They're just looking at what they get. And it's like, yes, let me full heartedly refer you. And there's no like, and by the way, she's $250 an hour. It's like, no, just go to her because she's going to run a good project. Right.
Right. But if you know this, but I have to repeat it. You need money to run a business.
Yes.
Right. And I'm not looking to say, can you take 20,000 out of your personal life and throw it in a business account to get you started? No, I started my business on $300 in the basement, and I built it based on when I made income, I put a little aside for the next area of growth and put a little aside. So when I literally lock some of the profit insiders down in my group program and say, you're not allowed to spend unless you run it by me, because there's some people just buy and buy and buy and don't implement. And
Yes.
I catch that in their personality from our first one-on-one, that they
Mm.
are seeking an answer without implementing. So now
Yes.
we got to dig down to their psyche and find out what's blocking them. Is it their money mindset? Is it with their confidence? And how to start building that back up. And it actually can happen pretty quickly if someone is coachable.
Right.
Right? Someone has to be
Yeah.
coachable. If you're coming into a coaching program, go, I know it all and I know better, but I'm just going to see what this is all about. You know what? No, we don't
Right.
want you then. Right. And we
Right.
actually have an application process for this Profit Insiders, because I want to make sure that I'm not getting the person who says, you know what, when someone else is talking, I'm bored and I'm not listening and I'm not contributing or not thinking. How can I gain knowledge from this? What can I learn
Mm.
from this, even though I thought I knew already?
Right.
The people who think they don't need a group coaching program are actually the ones that
Ones
normally
that need it
need
the
it,
most.
right? Because they don't
Yeah.
know what they don't know, and that's
Right.
okay. And people will ask me, do I just put all experienced people in the group or all less experienced people? And I actually and proudly put in a mix.
Mm.
Because the mix, let's call them younger designers or newer designers, have a different knowledge than older designers, less
Mm-hmm.
experience. As some people know marketing like they're amazing at it. So they're teaching the other people while we're
Yeah.
teaching them also.
Yeah.
And more seasoned designers are teaching younger designers some things, but that's not the lion's share of the program. The lion's share
Right.
is you're asking questions, you're getting your questions answers. I'm directing you to the right people to hire for the things you need to fill in the
Right.
blanks and to grow to the next level. And the return on investment, 100% will be there times, in Carol's case,
Quintupled.
times 5. I kept saying to my staff, like, I can't believe she quadrupled her business. They're like, quintupled. I'm like,
Quintupled.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot. I was just so happy because
Right.
in a coaching program, we can make no guarantees. However,
Right.
I do say, if you do the work and you follow my instructions and you use the walkie-talkie app, the Vox or the business helpline, often when you're stuck, I have people going, I'm sitting on my desk. I just don't know what to do today. I'm so lost. I'm having a brain fog day. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what you're going to do.
Yes.
Right. And I get to know
Yes.
them all
That
because
nudge.
I have a one-on-one with them in the beginning of the program, and I adjust their pricing. I analyze their confidence. They tell me what they feel they're struggling with. And I really get to know them. And throughout the whole year, the success, it makes me want to cry half the time. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Now, how is the year structured, Nance? Do you have an overarching structure per month as you build and go along? Or is it literally more or less hot seat structure where whatever the group needs is what you do? I don't actually think I know that.
Okay, so it's an hour and a half twice a month. And in
Mhm.
the first 45 minutes to an hour, we're going over the questions that were submitted in advance. And everyone always submits their wins, what their current focus is, and what their question may be for the day. And then we ask them, would they like to be on the hot seat? So if they say yes, and we're answering their question, we tell them to open up their microphone, tell us a little bit more about it. And we're able to really give them guidance on specific situations, not just like global lessons. This is how you do it. You want
Right.
global lessons? Join my interior design business forum and all my free content. Go to my website. Top left is a link, interior designers. You're going to get a ton of free content and
Yes.
you can derive your own decisions from there. But when you're in the group, you actually have us holding your hand, making these decisions. And for an hour, about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, we answer questions. Then we go into a predetermined lesson that I want to teach that day. But I'll tell you, sometimes I modify it based on the personality of the group and what they really seem to need at the moment. So we will
Okay.
switch lessons around. And there's always
Okay.
homework. And there's a smaller Facebook group where they post their homework. They, talk to each other. They ask Leslie and I questions there as well. It's just really a well-rounded, we've got you no matter where you are in your business.
Right, right. It sounds great. I mean, I love that model. I love that ability to, both in the group and in the Voxer chat, come with those problems and questions that are getting me stuck in my week, and being able to. I love, it's true because we talk about the personality that doesn't think they can learn from a group, and there's also, and you mentioned the personalities that are always consistently buying the next thing, and they
Yes.
say that the things don't work. But what I've always found is they're not doing the thing, they're just buying the thing. So the fact that you're showing up in this intentional way with the questions ahead of time, the going over them in person, it's sort of like if you literally physically show up, you're going to get results because it's not sitting there online, doing 16 hours of, thing and then submitting it. It's real life learning, it's real life interacting,
It
right?
is real life learning. It is real life interacting. And we have opened up now. We also have a part of the program that's got modules in my membership site that's called the Inner Circle. That's only open to Profit Insiders and my one on one clients, not my membership site only. And that is even deeper lessons on things that people are going to need. Like we usually charge for my body language course because, I'm a body language trainer as well. We are
Mm-hmm.
putting that in now for Profit Insiders and one-on-one as just part of their program. We are putting job descriptions in there just as part of the program. We are adding constantly. And the reason why we add constantly is because if someone asks a really good question, and I either don't know the answer or I knew the answer, but I realized that the masses need this information. We just put up a new training. We have
Yeah.
2 new trainings going into the membership site for the Profit Insiders, for my one-on-one and membership site only people. Every single month is 2 new trainings.
Wow.
And we're constantly going back and modifying and updating the trainings that are in there. So that's, to me, a great combination where you can learn on your own 24/7. You can leave a message 24/7 for Leslie or I and ask a question. We'll answer when we're back on again. And you also have each other to ask. And it's just, we're all rising up together. And I'll give you so yesterday I actually had a client and she had a bad situation with a client and she was very upset and she was leaving us the boxers. And we went back and forth for a while on different ways we can handle it. And finally I said to her, listen, this message is going to be some tough love. So sit down.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And this was all over my business helpline, that walkie talkie app that you and I used to talk,
Yep.
Voxer. And I just said, listen, enough with the drama. Let's stick with the facts. The facts are these. This is how you have to handle it. And all that spinning in your head is causing you angst, not the client, because they don't know what's going on, not the contractor or the difficult people, I won't curse on your podcast, that are causing you this problem. So let's bring it back to the facts. And she's like, oh my God, yes, that's what I teach in my book. And that's what she's like, thank you for the reminder. I'm always kind in my adjustments,
Yes.
but sometimes you just need that person to say,
Stop.
snap out of it and
Yeah.
stop. It's not helping you doing that. And all it's doing is wasting a tremendous amount of time. People's biggest struggle is time management as their very
Mm.
first, right? I don't have enough
Mm-hmm.
time. Well, guess what? If you stop with the drama in your head, which is locking you up, you realize perfectionism is not achievable. Let's go for fabulous, not perfect. Learn to say no more than you say yes, which is what the most successful people in the world do. And set your boundaries clearly with clients and then stick to them, which is what we're there to help you do in that particular case,
Yeah.
right? Now,
Yeah. I
price
love it.
yourself right so that you have enough money in your business to do things like LuAnn Live, High Point, buy one of my
Profit
courses,
insiders.
right? Go in for my coaching program. But what people do with Profit Insiders, and I am so grateful for it, is they take the leap of faith sometimes before they even have the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I take that so seriously,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want you to make
Yeah.
your money back. I'm not
Yeah.
going to just take your money and be like, good luck with this.
Yeah.
No, I'm really personally involved in making sure everyone gets the success. And that's the way I like it. You know what, LuAnn?
Yeah.
I can make a lot more money having a rolling group and having 100 people in there. But I am only as successful as my clients. So I keep
Right,
it
right.
small and I
And the
keep
thing
it
is
concise.
you're attaching it to your the dual of your skill set and your passion, right? So your skill set is getting into an individual person's brain and helping them, click those gears and go, "Wait a minute, there's another way to think about this. There's another way to look at this. You missed this big thing here." And
Yes.
that's what creates the aha moments, and that's what helps a business owner move forward. And so you're right. If you had, 300 people in there at a time that you didn't know any half of them personally, you're still a force. You're still somebody who has tremendous knowledge, but then it becomes almost more like all of your other available stuff, which is there. You can go to the website and get that stuff that is just great information, but you have to work it and process it on your own. So this is that sweet spot for you where you're really working one-on-one with people and helping them with their individual mindset blocks and their individual stories that they tell themselves about their business so that they can move through them. And you're there, right there, holding their hand. And then it's followed with the practical knowledge, right? You help
Yeah.
somebody go through a practical mindset block of, why do I hesitate, tooting my own horn? Why do I hesitate marketing myself and putting myself out there? Okay, so let's work you through that. And then you help them get to that. But then it's like, and now that I'm through it, how do I do it? And that's when you come in with the practical. Here are 10 ways to market yourself. Here's the things that worked. And then, so that's
Yeah,
what's
I
really,
actually
I
have in the
think, the
membership
joy of
site
your work.
69 ways to market yourself. Pick
Yeah.
which ones you want, which ones take you
Fits you.
time, which ones take
Yeah.
you money, and which
Yeah.
ones take fearlessness.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love
Okay.
it. I love it. Right.
So,
It's like, where are you at right now? You want to spend time, you want to spend money, or you want to bust out and really go for it with crush your fears, right?
right. And opening up 3 or 4 of these groups a year, so that there's, 3 groups of anywhere from, I'm going to say, 10 to 20 is roughly what
Okay.
we're averaging, where I feel that everyone's still getting what they
Good,
need. And I'm
good
not
value.
getting any complaints about the program and the success of the program. And everyone's having their growth in the way they needed to have growth based on their goals. And if
Mm-hmm.
ever they don't have exactly the growth they thought they were going to have, they had growth in other areas they never knew they needed to have.
This happens. This
Right?
happens.
You
Right.
do the same
Yes.
thing, right? It's getting
Yes.
people from point A to point B with feeling supported and actually getting the results. Some people, I have to say, stop working on the welcome packet for the last 3 months and get out from behind your computer and go somewhere. Like sometimes it's
Right.
that
Right.
simple.
Yeah.
But it's not simple. It's always
No.
what people struggle with. And I respect everybody's struggles because pretty much
Mm-hmm.
I've had them all.
Yeah.
Had 'em
Yeah.
all.
I mean, it's the truth. We're business owners too. I mean, we're business owners too. And it's just that maybe we've been in business longer or we've had different experiences, but, none of us escapes the challenges and the problems. It's just, do you process it? Do you trust the information and do you act on it? And some people come to that quicker than others, but that's why the support of a year-long program is valuable, because you can get to whatever breakthrough you need at the pace that you're ready to accept them, right?
Correct. But again, starting like I have a one-on-one session with everyone who starts in the Profit Insiders. I do we're sending it to a 45-minute session, and that's where I go over their pricing and their service models and what is their family and friends discount so they don't panic when that person calls them. And we start there because if you're pricing yourself right, you will eventually have the money to grow your business in the right way and hire what you need to hire for.
Yeah.
So it all starts with that, which is also why we started including the key, the designer's ultimate pricing tool, which is getting rave reviews. Whether you consider yourself an hourly designer, a hybrid model billing, which is on a full service design, flat design fee, and variable project management fee, which is what I teach at least to start so you get to know your numbers. Or if
Mm.
you've converted to a flat fee but need the guts to present it, the key, the ultimate pricing tool, has a spreadsheet that can be used any which way you like. It makes you think through every step so you don't forget, and it gives you the confidence to charge what you need to the client and give you all the words to use to justify your cost rather than going off the top of your head. Or again, sometimes square footage can work, but a lot of times it can't, depending on whether they consider their furniture good, better, or best. If you're not doing a full house, square footage can quickly fall apart if you're not doing it right. But the key, which is included in Profit Insiders, helps you figure all that out.
Nice.
Right. And then I have a profitability analyzer that you put in a couple of numbers, and it's going to tell you how profitable each job was, whether you can then analyze, do I pull back on larger jobs because they make me nervous and I'm making less as a percentage on that job, or less hourly because I got scared? And you can see your patterns. And based on
Wow.
your patterns, I help you make adjustments to break through those blocks.
I love it. I love it. I mean, the thing is, anytime that we're collecting data, and that we're using it to make good, hard business decisions, we're better off for it. So when you see patterns in your pricing, to your point, some people don't realize that every time I have a job that's a 200K job, maybe I make 30,000 on every 200. Why is that? But then I could have a $50,000 job and I might make 15. So I'm
Right.
sorry, two $50,000 jobs that I finished in 6 months for the same 30K, and a whole lot less hassle. And I'm making numbers up. I have no idea. But the point is, I know that we do the same thing at WindowWorks. We analyze the projects, and
Yes.
sometimes our biggest projects, the money dollar amount feels like a big amount in that gross profit number. But by the time you add maybe 3 weeks of installation cost and all the other things, you're like, the net profit though,
Exactly.
per ratio of the job. And that's why you have to know. You can't just be glossing over and think big numbers automatically mean big profit. And big numbers can mean big profit, but if you're not picking them apart afterwards the way you're helping them to analyze their profit, you just don't know. And you just keep repeating a cycle, and you're years into it going, how come I'm doing all this work and I'm not really making a lot of money?
Right.
And I love that you have the designer's ultimate pricing tool to help them set the pricing right, but then that you have the profit analyzer to make sure that they're tracking and making sure that they are doing the jobs the right way.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
so
how
smart.
many times have you heard them say, "Well, I'm going to make 100,000 on the furniture package, so I don't think I should charge a project management fee, or I don't think I should be charging for my time. Isn't $100,000 enough?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's enough for what? I don't know, but it's not the value of what you brought to the
That's the
table."
thing. It's
That's
not the
the
point.
thing.
It's not the point. It doesn't matter. I mean, if it just that is such that's oh my, see, now that's where I start to get to almost like, I get my, going, and I'm going to refrain from sounding off here, but that is the crux of it. It's
Absolutely.
not what the dollar amount sounds like or looks like. It's what did you put into it, and did you get properly compensated for it? Right?
Correct. While serving your clients at the highest level. Neither
Mm-hmm.
you or I are going to tell somebody to go in and charge a tremendous amount of money and give ad service. We're also going to
Right.
teach you how to make your service higher and higher as your prices go up, to make it a more luxury experience, and then have your marketing match that. And when I neglected to mention, in the Profit Insider program, we also include, around the 6-month mark, a website audit, a
Mm.
website copy audit, and a social media audit, which you get not only a list of things you can improve yourself or go out and do in the future, on things that are going to help your SEO and get you recognized for who you really are, as opposed to what you've put out there, which is sometimes off base. And as your business grows like an artist, you go through different seasons, and you grow and you change, and you may change your ideal client because you're learning as you go along. We are going to be there with you as you're growing. I can't tell you how many
Mm.
people create niches when they're talking to me, right? Because you know me,
Yep.
niche is rich and broad is broke. And I want people to think about, is your niche in your client? Is your niche in your style? Is your niche in a specific type of ideal client? There's many ways to niche down. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
one way. And
No.
all of these things, like, someone to talk to about these things is basically, right?
Yes.
And then to actually
Yes.
make the money back that you've spent tenfold. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know about you and your coaching situation, but I've paid $25,000 for a coach before,
100%.
right?
Yep.
And
That and
why?
more. Yep.
Because I know I'm going to make 50,000 or more, or just feel better about my work-life balance and the
That's
joy
right.
that I'm getting out of my business, which is
That's right.
always part of what we teach as well. You have to go back to enjoying your business, not just making money and not
Yeah.
feeling this high level of stress all the time. And
I
this
love it.
Profit Insider program kind of covers that full person, full business, which has always been my goal. So I'm really proud of
Yeah.
this program.
Yeah, I mean, and you should be. You really should be. It's really, just to recap it, I want to just actually put the punctuation point on it is yes, lots of support, lots of personal conversations, lots of learning and growing and asking the questions and having the opportunity for the pressing situational things that come up in your business. But every single month, you are also tackling a topic. You are teaching a lesson, a business lesson that goes
Yes.
along. So it's not, it is the best part of a support group, but that's not what it is only. This isn't
Nope.
a gab session. No, you are coming with a lesson 12 months of the year. You are, doing those analyzations at the 6-month point and the audits. And so, it's really the two sides of the coin. It's the mindset part and the, the nurturing and the support, but it's the hardcore business lessons that are coming along with it. And
And
so
the
make sure we say that.
accountability too. The
Yeah, the
accountability. You got to look me in the eye. I'm like, who did their homework? Right. And I
yeah,
always
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah,
show up even if you didn't do your homework. Life
yeah.
happens. I get it. But yeah, it's the mastermind exchange of ideas with other designers. It's specific lessons that I teach, Leslie teaches. It's homework to go in and reinforce those lessons with something I have in the membership site. Then it's reporting in to the smaller Facebook group with how your homework did. And I know it sounds overwhelming, but we do it in a way that I give you weeks to catch up because I know everybody has a life, right? People have
Mm-hmm.
children and parents and dogs and people who pull on them and rely on them. You
Mm-hmm.
can't be 24/7 in your business. It's not healthy. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not what I'm trying to get you to do. I'm trying to
Mm-mm.
go help you take those baby steps, support you. How do you manage your calendar? What time management based on your personality, not someone else's. We'll teach
Right,
4 different methods. So it helps each person with the different personality traits. It
right, right.
matters if you're an introvert or an extrovert or an ambivert like me. I do a little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
So all of that is taken into consideration because we've incorporated that one-on-one with the group, with the solo learning, with the support of each other. I'm really proud.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gushing because I love this
I know.
program.
You know what? I congratulate you because you really have created something very special. And I know not just from this testimonial, but from other people that have worked and coached with you. I've every single person that has ever coached with you that I know that has mentioned it. It's never been a lukewarm. It's always been, oh my goodness, I worked with Nancy. It was amazing
And they
in
found
whatever
me through
capacity.
LuAnn. And they found me through LuAnn. I found you through LuAnn. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad LuAnn and I became friends when we first started, right?
That's
These businesses at the same time
I
because
know, within a month or so of each
I
other,
know,
right?
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
It's been a
crazy.
great
Yeah, it
journey
is.
though.
It is. It is. And it's been fun. It's been fun for all the reasons. It's fun for you and I to make a friendship like this and to me see all the impact that you have on people and for them to come back and give me the feedback on how great it is. We just had Dana at a lunch and learn with us on Monday and
Oh, God,
yeah,
Dana's an older Profit Insider, like from
yeah,
like 3 or 4 years ago. Oh my God, how's
yeah.
she doing? I haven't heard from her.
She's great. She's great.
No.
And she was at our lunch and learn at Window Works and she was answering a question. And I said to her, I asked a question of the group and she answered. And I was like, that is right on the money. And she's like, well, I coach with Nancy.
I know. I mean, how many people I've coached have become coaches? It's amazing.
Yeah,
And I love
yeah,
that. I
yeah,
don't mind that. You
yeah,
know what?
yeah.
Everybody has their style. And I want people who coach with me to feel like I'm the right style to move them forward, just like you
Yes.
want to coach with people who, you know you're the right fit for them.
Right.
And the
Right.
progress is everything. The money is
Mm,
secondary. I
right.
want everyone
Because the
to
money
make
comes. That's the thing. If
absolutely.
you do the things, the money follows. Like you
Yes,
can't chase the money,
correct.
because if you just chase the money, you're just running in a circle. But if you just systematically address each of the areas in your business that you can improve, then the money just follows. That's
Yes,
the joy of running a well-designed business, is because when everything is clicking and humming, then all of a sudden the checkbook just keeps filling up, and it's like, oh, now what can I do with this? Can I do something for my family? Can I do something, invest back into my business? Can I do something, for the world? Do I there's a charity that I want to do, whatever it is. But it's be in your space, create your put your creativity out there, but have it in a structure that is business supported, right? And then the rest of it follows. So
definitely.
I
Very
love it.
well said. And it's just
Yeah,
that
yeah.
journey. You know what? People, okay, I have too much to do. I have too much to do. The day you have nothing to do is not a good
Yeah.
day.
No, no, it's not. I don't, you can't even fathom it. Don't even, that would, somebody would, the worst enemy would give me a day with nothing to do. They'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, oh, no, I can't do this day.
Yeah, no, I can't do this day. I suddenly felt twiddling my thumbs. What am I supposed to
That's
do?
it. That's
You know what? There's always something to do. There's always something to learn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's also part of it. Like, can you recommend a book that can help me with this? Can you recommend a book? I'm always recommending books for reading and mindset. And I
Mm-hmm.
love, I love it, but they seem to love it as well. Every morning, I'm going to say 90% of the time, I leave a broadcast message for my clients. So 60 to
Nice.
80 of them, whatever's in there for my profit insiders plus my one-on-ones, I leave a motivational message. I give them a question of the day. Like the other day, I questioned, you'll hear a little paper rustling. Um, think about when you're in a difficult situation. What part of this situation is within your control? So
Mm,
I just
that's
pose
the
these
best thing.
questions in the morning. It gets
Mm-hmm.
people going like, yeah, and it makes their day a little better. I'll say, put on music and dance around like a crazy person today before your day starts, because that's what I did. And they respond
Mm-hmm.
back like, oh my God, that was great. I put on this music. I put everybody has
Ah,
hard days. And when you're out there
yeah.
alone without the support, it makes it even harder. So
Yeah.
we just try to be that for everyone in the Profit Insider program, of course, as well as my one-on-one and my membership site people. But
Mm,
Profit Insiders is my baby, and I
mm.
just want to keep growing it. We'll open it up 3 or 4 times a year. The application to join the next group is open all the time on my website, so you can come in, fill out the application, get on my calendar, quick 15 minutes to chat about whether I think you're a good fit, what you're really looking to get out of it, and if I think you're ready, I will bring you into the group. If I don't think you're ready, I'll tell you that, and I'll direct you
Yeah.
to another program or another
Suggest you somewhere
person.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So right now, the next cohort is starting when? When is the next? So you're
In
taking
May.
applications now,
Yeah,
but it's the next cohort is going to begin the sessions May 2023. That's what we're
correct.
talking
And then
about
we're
right now.
opening up another one, I think, in August. We're going to try to run 3 to 4 a year. Um,
Okay.
so we're trying to figure out the best timing for that. And I know
Okay.
there's so much people are competing with when it comes to what they need in their
Mhm.
business. And like I say, if
Mhm.
this is right for you, then get in it sooner than later, because the people who go in, they're like, God, I wish I did this
You
years
could already
ago.
make the progress already.
Yeah,
Right, right. And the other thing is too is, I guess I just heard it. You're like, and maybe in August, but maybe not. Like, so the thing is, the sure thing is May. May is on the
absolutely.
calendar. It's you and Leslie have got the time in the calendar, and you're doing it. And yeah, to me, I'm like, what's available now? Don't
Yeah.
tell me what's available maybe in 6 months, because I might decide to wait, and then who knows, you make a decision to put it off to December or January. And now you've
Or to
lost a
raise the
year.
price.
Yeah, oh, there's that too, right? Because it's what yes,
Right?
because yes.
Right, because life is happening to all of us, right? So the May
That's
group
it.
2023 is starting soon. Applications are open to start getting on my calendar for your application review call. Like I said, if you're serious about it, fill out the application. It doesn't mean you have to be sure about it, but if you're serious about it, fill out the
Yes.
application. I am a extremely honest person. I will tell you, no, this is not for you. Get my business startup toolkit. You don't even have a business license yet, or this is not for you. You should go to this different coach, because I think they're more in your wheelhouse, which coaches do for me all the time. Refer
Right.
people to me if they think I'm a better fit. we all rise up together. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the way you and I like to do it. And
Yep.
right, we're doing it.
Yep, that's the truth. I love it. I love it. I think it's great. Thank you so much, Nance, for the work that you do, because you do make a huge difference in so many designers' lives. And I've witnessed it. I've heard the stories firsthand. And thanks for being here today and letting everybody know about the next cohort starting in May 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We will put the links in the show notes. We will also have the links in the Instagram post for this, the Facebook post for this, and in the email newsletter coming out about this show. So there's tons of ways that you can, get to it, because the link is long, right? So do we want to say the link here, Nance?
So we could do the nancyganzakaufer.com/profit-insider-group.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a
That's
little long,
okay.
so it's going to be in your show notes. But again, if you
Yep.
go to my website, nancyganzakaufer.com, you can get to my business building boutique, which is the free stuff. You can get to the application at the top. You'll see it. So yeah, and we'll be starting to promote it heavily soon. We'll be promoting for 6 to 8 weeks, so there'll be plenty of time. But the first 3 people in get an extra one-on-one with me. So there's incentive
Oh, a little
to do that.
exciting little carrot there.
Little carrot. First 3 into the program get one-on-one with me in the beginning, which everyone gets, and additional one-on-one with me in the second half of the year.
That's nice. That's
So
very
it's a good
nice.
value.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, my friend. Great to see you today. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too, LuAnn. And by the way, I love the docu series. Oh my God,
Ah.
it's so good. So good. So I'm glad to
Thank
be part
you.
of your world. Glad to be helping the interior designers that I can help. And I will talk to you soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks. I have to say, whether I am reading some of Nancy's emails that come through because I'm on her email list, or if I catch her on a Facebook Live, or in these conversations here on the podcast, each time I learn more about her Profit Insiders program, I come away just a tiny bit more impressed. It's the truth, because I learn more and more about it. And also because I know Nancy. I know her very well, and I know the heart and soul that she puts into what she does. And this coaching program is no different than anything else that she does. The thing is, though, if you don't know Nancy personally like I do, how about that testimonial, right? I mean, that's the thing. That testimonial speaks volumes. The designers who are going through her coaching program are leaving the program changed, and not their business changed, but how they approach life, how their confidence changes and grows. It's all the ways. And that's exactly what a great coaching program is all about. It's about the transformation. I love that. I also want to highlight that Nancy talked about the importance of defining what success means to you. Now, for example, there are plenty of designers out there, you may be one, who choose to stay small, to be solopreneurs. It reminds me of Rachel Moriarty, of Genevieve Truesdale, right? And others who have created, cultivated small, savvy, highly successful interior design businesses. But here's the thing. Staying small, choosing to stay small, doesn't mean that you can overlook smart business practices. In fact, it's the opposite. If you want to increase your profitability without scaling the business in the traditional sense, then the only way to do it is to streamline, is to up-level your productivity, and to have strong systems and processes in place. And these are the things that you're learning in Profit Insiders, okay? Another thing that I don't want us to lose sight of is Nancy said, if anybody comes through the program that didn't have the growth here that they thought they would, then they absolutely grew in a different way that they didn't even know they needed, right? Now, I have to say, this is something I have seen in my own coaching, my own chairman of the board coaching. We start out in the beginning of the year. We think this is what we're here to learn. And as the weeks and the months go by, we're like, this was really the lesson. I've also noticed it when I've been coached, whether it's with Amber or Eileen or anybody else, right? So sometimes you don't know what you need until you hear someone say it. And then all of a sudden you have your light bulb moment and you realize that the same thing that you are struggling with, you didn't realize the answer was over there. And that's the thing. In all the years I've done this podcast, in the countless of you that I've spoken to, a common theme that has come up is that relationships, network, community, coaching, collaboration, these are the things that make the difference. We learn from each other and we lean on each other. And a mastermind like Profit Insiders that is led by Nancy and Leslie puts you right there, learning and leaning in together for an entire year. And it isn't just a mastermind, right? It isn't just hot seats and community and mindset shifts, as if those things wouldn't be enough, right? It's the lessons every month, all of the resources, the nitty gritty. It's clear that this is designed intentionally by Nancy to support you every step of the way for that entire year that you're part of it. So much value in that, so much value. All right. Don't forget, you've got the pricing key that's included, the direct questions, not just, again, from Nancy, but also to Leslie, who's a boots on the ground interior designer. She brings her own valuable insights to the table. So you've got the online group, the lessons, the homework, the audits on your website, and the SEO, all of the things. So is Profit Insiders for you? Only you can answer that. But if you're feeling stuck, and you're ready to listen and learn and ready to make changes that will get you to your business goals, whatever those goals are, then re-listen to that testimonial. Profit Insiders could be that same transformation for you. Okay? So I just want to thank Nancy again for the sponsored show, for sponsoring LuAnn Live, and just encourage you that if you are looking to make impact on your business, you owe it to yourself to at least look into Profit Insiders, okay? We will put the links in the show notes so that you can access it easily. And I just got to tell you, decide to be excellent. Thank you for joining me today. This podcast is a production of LuAnn Nigara, Inc. If you want to know more about me, my books, or LuAnn University, go to LuAnnNigara.com. And if you are interested in having WindowWorks help you with your next window treatment or awning project in the New York, New Jersey metro area, go to WindowWorksNJ.com to learn more. Have an excellent day.